My name is Wayne Kelly, and I'm a craft beer enthusiast. Back in the early 90s, I managed a craft beer bar and became an avid home brewer. Since then, I've tried as many beers as I could get my hands on. I'm not a famous beer expert, but I do love craft beer, and I love everything involved with the craft beer industry. My wife Nadia has become a craft beer fan too, so she's joined me on my quest to explore the American beer revolution. We're here in the city of Bedford, Virginia, where legend has it that Thomas Jefferson Beale once buried treasure that would be worth over $43 million today. We heard rumor of where we might be able to find Beale's gold. So we're here in Bedford, Virginia today, visiting Beale Brewery, who not only make some awesome beer, but they smoke their own meats. So I wish you could smell this right now here at home, and I wish the camera had smell-o-rama because I can smell smoked meats right now. But first we're going to go inside and we're going to check out the brewery. We're going to talk to the folks who make the liquid gold here, and then we're going to take a look at some of the meat, and maybe we'll get to taste some of it right away. I don't know. So let's go. No activity yet. Something's being fixed. We'll get whatever it is fixed, and we'll get to see them brewing here soon. Stay tuned. Now's the perfect time to go meet the pitmaster, Neil Agee. That's the guy who's making the air smell delicious right now. Where there is smoke, there is fire. In this case, where there is smoke, there is tasty meat. I hear that this has been a hobby, like a lifelong hobby.
Yeah, I've been a backyard smoker and griller for, probably a decade.
Oh yeah. This don't look like backyard grilling to me.
Brisket, pulled pork, ribs, turkey, chicken wings, smoked chicken.
Neil smokes virtually everything you could possibly want. And does it smell good? Well, the first thing I noticed when I walked down here is that these are big units. I mean, it literally looks like a locomotive. The smokers are made locally from propane tanks, delivered from across town on a forklift. It's hot! Yeah, we'd love to see your meat.
Okay, it's been on for about, oh, that's beautiful, about an hour and a half.
Since you're not the brewer, but you're the pitmaster, if you were to be a cut of meat, what would you be?
I guess I'd have to be brisket.
It'd have to be brisket.
All hail the king.
I would love you because that is my favorite. He's a man after my own heart. What is the deal with the bear in the logo?
I think that the bear and the bison head and all of that stuff just kind of ties into the theme of the hunting expedition.
You're not 100% sure, but that's a good answer.
That's the answer I'm going with.
The answer he's going with is probably the right answer. If you could be one of the beers, gold. You did it gold. There seems to be this theme with Beale's Gold everywhere. Everybody just really seems to love it. So I'm really looking forward to actually tasting it. I'm looking forward to tasting this meat. Cool. Woo! Time to head up to the brew house to see if they've started brewing yet. Unfortunately, it looks like there's not going to be any brewing today. Oh well. We found James Fraser, the brewmaster, who is the beer magician behind Beale's Gold.
I was a home brewer and I brewed maybe 12 batches, 3-gallon batches, stovetop all grain, a month. And a month. I'd brew like 12.
A month?
Yeah. I would brew about 12 3-gallon batches a month, and I was super competitive.
That competitiveness and joy of brewing paid off. I wanted to find out more about his story with Beale's.
To enter competitions and keep rebrewing.
Right.
And eventually I got published and I was on the news, and I met Dave. He's the owner, and he just fell in love with my white ale. And he's like, let's open a brewery.
What I like about that story is a lot of times you hear people say, you know, I always knew I wanted to open a brewery, you know, I was working towards that.
I had no idea.
Yeah, basically you just loved brewing, and somebody said, this is so good, hey, let's open up a brewery. Yeah. And you did.
Yep.
And that's awesome. And Beale's was born. A 30-barrel brew house whose specialty is traditional European beers.
A lot of homebrewers go from like, you know, 15 gallons to maybe like a 5-barrel or a 10-barrel system. I went from 3 gallons to 30 barrels.
That's a huge jump.
Yeah. And then we scaled up most of our recipes from 3 gallons to 30 barrels. You know?
Tell me something completely random about yourself. Because nobody ever anticipates a question like that.
I hate being called buddy by somebody I don't know.
I hate that too.
I travel with the ukulele. Everywhere I go, I travel with a ukulele.
And do you know how to play it?
Yeah, I fake it pretty well.
Okay, there you go, as long as you can fake it pretty well. What's your favorite beer to brew? And it can be for any reason, whether it's difficult or it's easy or just you like the smell in the brew house.
Probably Beale's Gold.
Beale's Gold, okay.
Just because.
There's this theme going on here, because Beale's Gold just keeps coming up for everything.
You know, it's like, well, let's call this Beale's Gold. It's a gold-colored beer. So we're sitting around, what are we going to package it in? We're sitting around a conference table. It's like, we got to go stubby. So I'm like, 8-pack. We'll call it a brick of gold. He said, yes. I'm like, yes! And I walked around the table and put an 8-pack in.
It's like things just, we're happy. Cool. Well, I got a feeling, or just call it a hunch, that the answer to the next question might be something that you've already mentioned. What's your favorite beer to drink that you produce?
For Beale's, my favorite beer from Beale's is our Berliner Weiss.
It wasn't Beale's Gold.
No.
So if you could be any beer, doesn't have to be Beale's or Trapezium, what beer would you be?
That's a great question. Probably Oktoberfest.
I like that. That's a good answer.
Because we don't brew a lot of it. We brew like 1,000 gallons of it, and we spread it throughout the state. So it's somewhat elusive. It takes a while. I kind of take a while. It's kind of malty. It's kind of sweet. It's kind of bitter. It's dry. And, you know, it's probably Beale's Oktoberfest if I was a beer.
One more thing here. What's the deal with the bear in the logo? Because I know the story behind Beale's Gold, Beale's Treasure, which we'll get an answer from a taproom manager later, but what's up with the bear?
Let me start off, I don't know.
You don't know?
Horrible.
Okay. Still not getting any answers on the bear. It was time to talk to Bryson Fouts, the head brewer here at Beale's. If you were brewing today, and unfortunately there was a mechanical problem, and but that's all right. If you're brewing today, you guys would be brewing gold, right?
Correct.
Surprise, surprise.
Right.
So, and how much would you have brewed?
30 barrels today
30 barrels
and
today.
30 tomorrow.
Okay. After starting out teaching homebrew lessons at a local homebrew shop, he actually helped build out Apocalypse Ale Works. After Apocalypse Ale Works, he eventually made his way to Beale's.
Yeah, man, he offered me the head brewer position on a whim, and I was like, hell yeah.
Now Bryson is a bad brewing magician at Beale's. Okay, tell me something completely random about yourself.
Oh, man.
It doesn't have to be X-rated or anything. Because most people, they immediately think, oh, he wants something like saucy and randy. But no, it doesn't have to be. Just, totally random.
My younger brother and I almost got ate by a shark one time. I mean, even now, if it had like taken my leg or something, I'm still alive.
Yeah.
It'll still be a learning experience.
True. But then you could walk around going, hey, matey, how does the Beale doing?
No.
Bryson had a run-in with a shark, so maybe he knows about the bear.
Okay.
Since you've been in this area quite a while, what's the deal with the bear in the logo?
You might just get the same answer, man. I'm just assuming it's due to the area. We're close to the mountains. Bears are near here.
That's true.
I mean, that's
She
really...
saw one her first day in Virginia.
Really?
Yep. Even though I never did get a definite answer, I think the bear is pretty cool. Now it's time for my favorite part, the beer tasting. Oh yeah, it was Halloween, so of course I had to do the tasting in costume. Can you guess the famous Wayne? Game on!
Party on, Wayne.
I think I found Beale's treasure. Here we are at Beale's, and my alchemist bartender has so graciously put some of these beers in front of me, and they look really tasty. They look excellent. So let's try the first one, right? So the first one is their gold. Now apparently, there's a story in this area about a man named Beale who hid a treasure, some gold, and I think I've just found it. It looks mighty tasty. It looks excellent. Swing! Let's give it a try. I like what they've done there, and the color's nice. It's very golden. It tastes like a lager, and I do believe it is a Helles lager. It tastes like a very flavorful lager, a little bready from the malts that they use, and just a smidgen of how do they call it? Bitterness that makes it quite a tasty brew. I think I will quaff some more. I highly recommend it. Bonus, excellent, swing. Shawing. Hey, we got a vanilla cream. Now, I've never had a beer that's vanilla cream before. It sounds really tasty. It's bodacious. It's babelicious. If it were a president, it would be Abraham Lincoln. I like the way the bubbles look. It's really refreshing because you can taste the beer underneath. It's not like a vanilla bomb, which, when you read a flavor like vanilla or something like that, you're wondering, Is this going to be some kind of a sweet beer? You know, am I going to like it? But the beer flavor is there. It's a really nice lager flavor, and but still packs a pretty good vanilla punch. It smells Hefe Weizen-y. I'm getting verklempt. The beer was so good that I'm fighting back the tears. So this is their Berliner Weiss. Play on words. Berliner, Berliner. You know, we keep talking about what's the bear from in this episode. Well, apparently the bear is in here. Nice light straw color. Not what I was expecting, but quite refreshing. Very light. A really dry finish. Almost a little fruity, a little bit sour. It's a very refreshing beer. I do taste a lot of lime, and I do taste a fair amount of ginger. So nothing's hiding. The beer's there, the ginger's there, the lime is there. It has a nice dry finish to it, which is actually quite refreshing. This, I could totally see drinking a lot of these on a nice hot summer day at a cookout, or here at Beale's, because they'll do the cooking for you. This gets the double swing salute. Shawing and shawing. Pink guava. The fruit flavors are very subtle in this one. Guava is not a real strong tasting fruit anyway. It's actually kind of mild. You know, it's not too fruity, so somebody who wants to try something different but doesn't want to go too fruity, they would enjoy it. They ought to serve these at Stan Mikita's. I'd like to drink one of these with a Kroller and a box of 5 holes. It smells dreamy. I think I've found one of my new favorite beers. Here we have their Oktoberfest, which is very Oktoberfesty looking. Knocked it out of the park. It's time for an extreme close-up. Wow! So now we have the Northern English Brown. Look at that. Wow. It smells like a toffee or caramel that you would make in your kitchen. That was just, you know, scrum delicious. Wow. There's so many flavors going on there, my tongue almost can't differentiate what's going on. That's a really good beer. Party on! Scored an awesome job pouring beers here at Beale's. Yeah. All right, I can't wait. So, a little history on Beale's. The building once served as a woolen mill that produced military uniforms during World War II, and then a furniture producer. After sitting vacant for many years, developer Dave McCormick saw the potential for this property and created the 30 Barrel Brewery and Restaurant. I think the building is happy as a brewery. Opened in 2017, Beale's has already become a popular spot. People come from all over to drink great beer and eat mouth-watering barbecue and burgers. Let's see what some of the customers had to say. Is this your first time here, or have you been here before?
Oh, no, I'm a big fan of Beale's.
Okay, so you've been coming here a lot. So
yep.
He's not a virgin to Beale's. What are you drinking right now?
This is the Northern English. It's their brown ale.
I've tried that. What do you think about it?
Pretty good. Nice malty flavor on it. A little sweet, so it's a good fall beer.
When I tried it, I tasted a lot of little nuances and flavors that I wasn't expecting, but I thought it was pretty good. So he's been here many, many times. Obviously, it must be good because he keeps coming back. How's the burger?
That's great. Yeah.
Best burger in Bedford?
It's close. Yeah.
Close to the best burger in Bedford. So what are you drinking today?
Got a flight. Got gold, brown, northern brown, and then the Oktoberfest, one of the sours.
Okay. Have you tried them all yet?
I have.
You have? Which one's your favorite so far?
I'm liking the Oktoberfest, but the sour's really good.
What are you drinking?
Same thing,
Same thing.
Oktoberfest.
And what do you think?
It's good.
It's good?
It is very good.
Have you had other Oktoberfests before?
It's my favorite type of beer,
there
so
you go.
I've had a lot of Oktoberfest. It's really good.
All right, so one of the better ones that you've
It
had?
is. It's good.
Okay, at least it ranks up there at the top something or other.
Well, I live near Devil's Backbone Brewery,
Oh, okay.
which I always joke and say that that's my favorite one, but this one's
We won't tell them. Now, which ones did you try? The same?
Pretty much the same, other than I got the IPA.
Okay.
And I'm an IPA guy, and honestly, this one's very, very good.
I'm an IPA guy too. I do like their IPA as well. Now it's my turn to finally dig into some of the barbecue, so I head outside to the beer garden. Easy to spell, so it's easy to remember. Beale's. Drink some today. Smoked meats at Beale's and cold beer. I'm in heaven. Okay. So we've spoken to Neil, the pit master, and if I remember correctly, he said that their #1 seller is their pulled pork, and one of his favorites and mine is smoked beef brisket. So we're going to try a little of both and see how they taste. And one of my favorites that we did during the tasting was the IPA, so we're going to say cheers. Hi, matey. Good IPA there. So let's try the pulled pork. It is, hands down, one of the best pulled porks that I've had. It's got a nice, rich, smoky flavor to it. Not too much barbecue sauce, just enough to give it a little bit of barbecue tanginess and sweetness. This would be awesome on a sandwich. I'm almost wishing that I had eaten the sandwich now, but this is really, really good. Now it's time to try the brisket. So let's give it a shot. Oops. This is really good brisket.
Well, it wouldn't be barbecue without barbecue sauce, and Beale's has 2 for you to try.
This is the lighter sauce. That's really good. That's sweet and tangy. This dark sauce tastes a bit more malty, maybe a little bit like molasses.
All hail King Brisket.
I'm gonna have some more.
Both the pork and the brisket were great, but brisket remains my favorite.
Don't wait up for me, honey. I'm taking the Airstream camping, and I'm bringing a keg of Beals with me. Yeehaw. So, it's a sad day when you have to finish your beer. But a happy moment at the same time.